So I'm not actually sure if others are interested in these little exploration videos that I do. I'm really just doing them for my own curiosity, I think, to be honest. It's really just shower thoughts, a little thing I want to test for myself. But anyways, the fast recap is that I have done a Holy Fire Paladin guide, a Tesladin guide, and also recently I did a Holy Shock recap video where I compared the raw aura damage of all my Holy Shock based builds. And I think in total that video had like 5 builds, even like a few sorceresses and whatnot. But in that video I found that my Tesladin with its conviction aura was just way better. But in my most recent video, my tier list video, I did notice that the Holy Fire Auradin build was actually better than my memory served me. It was actually very good. So in today's video I want to explore what could be the best Auradin and what setups I will go with to maximize some stuff. I will do some classic Eldritch runs, much like in the Holy Shock video that I recently did, and then do a Chaos run and see how they perform. Granted, fire immunes and Chaos runs kinda suck for the Aura, the Holy Fire build. Also, I'd need to probably do like, 100 Eldritch runs to actually get real statistical data. But yeah, for now this is how I plan to kinda show what build could potentially be the best. And yeah, maybe a bit of a niche video again, but I actually want to know this just because I thought that the performance of the Auradin Holy Fire build was actually better than I thought it was. So let's first talk about the results for the Eldritch runs, while I also just showed some sped up gameplay when I was doing the runs and writing down the times, etc. So the results were kind of what I feared. I had really hoped that the Holy Fire variation, I thought I maybe had some room to kind of tinker with the gear. So the ideal Holy Fire setup in my world would have been Hand of Justice and then the Dragon Runeword, but not using armor, but only the shield. That would still have given me a level 31 Holy Fire aura, which I figured would be plenty to, I still keep Enigma, so I can still use Enigma. I really want to have the Enigma on a build in general, but yeah, the results, let's just take it from the top. So as I figured, Fire 45, so that is 2 Dragon Runewords and Hand of Justice, were amazing. The damage was just, it was probably even more consistent overall than even my Tesladin. 12, 10, 9, 10, 12 and 9 seconds. Every run was just smooth. Sometimes it could even feel like it was maybe 8 seconds or something to kill Eldritch, which was definitely a surprise. I figured it would also be very strong, having an aura that is 30 levels higher than what I do on my Tesladin would obviously be very good. But still, very good result. But sadly, once I go down to level 30 or 31, that could be either without Hand of Justice and then using Grief, or the other setup would be using, as I mentioned just before, would be with Dragon Armor and Dragon Shield and Hand of Justice and then Enigma. They go into the late 30s. Oh yeah, 35 seconds or so is the average for those runs. Very, very disappointing. I had hoped it would be better. But here at the end, since I also got a good comment when I was making a thread on JSP, I want to talk a little about fire immunes here at the end, also to kind of just to give some information on that before we do some Chaos run. So the comment I got on a recent thread I just did on JSP was from Goomshill. So a lot of people on JSP, people can hate the site for whatever they want. A lot of people on JSP are the most hardcore, fanatic people in the game that really do know a lot about it, especially something also like PvP and whatnot. So yeah, I always try to go for like good information and whatnot through JSP. And his general consensus also that a lot of fire builds just sucks. So that would be something like, I think he mentioned even something like Fire Druids and my Dragon Tail Assassin. Like they get a lot of damage, but fire immunes are just so prevalent that it doesn't really matter if you might do a lot of damage with all the fire immunes. And he also lists that lightning, poison, magic, cold, fire and physical, that is kind of his tier list of like the best elementals in the game, and I actually do agree. Well, poison, it's easily broken for most things, so maybe magic could be equal to poison. But the thing is that lightning immunes, if you don't know, if you have an infinity, literally I think the only thing, he also mentioned here just skeleton mages. So only skeleton mages in hell difficulty cannot be broken by infinity. And skeleton mages are not a common spawn. Like, they actually spawned in my recent tier list video also when I did my lightning sorceress gameplay. I included a little clip of that. So yeah, the general consensus is just that fire immunes are everywhere and you cannot break them easily, even with infinity. And there's also some other things that he mentioned, something like almost all mobs have 35 to 30 resist and only Decrepify Sanctuary can magic like that, and some monsters need some blocking enabled, so physical damage is also mitigated significantly by the monsters. So like there's a lot of things that makes the Holy Fire Auradin worse just than even a basic Holy Shock build that maybe not even that kitted out. Still, it's amazing damage. It really is amazing damage that I am getting on my Auradin with the 3 rune words together. But the sad part is, if you go with Dragon, so that's both the shield and the armor, and then Hand of Justice, you lose out on Grief. So Grief is, well, a really strong weapon. Obviously, it's extremely good. You might not really need it on like players 1 to 5, you're already doing good enough damage with just Hand of Justice. But if you want to kill even faster, Grief is very nice. And then on top of that, you're gonna lose out on Enigma or Fortitude. Oh, I hate losing out on Enigma and not having teleport. So yeah, I think I have to conclude already now that there are some very limiting factors for the Holy Fire Origin build. And I think maybe the B ranking is fair then, just because I now saw that I have to use both Hand of Justice and 2 Dragon Rune Words to get the same sort of damage that I already doing now on my Tesladin. While the Tesladin also can use Grief and has Enigma or access to Fortitude. But yeah, I wanted to show that comment because I thought it was pretty good. It gave a lot of good information, also kind of, coincided with my own little conclusion here. But as I said at the start of the video, the intro, I also wanted to do a Chaos run. So I'm just gonna lightly edit the run. It's not gonna be full runs on both of them. But hopefully, even if there are a lot of fire immunes in Chaos Sanctuary, the build can be okay. As you can see, the gear level is also very high. It's not like it's lacking anything compared to the Tesladin. I went with also maybe not the best rings here, but I figured the plus skills was a little fun to try. But you could also come with a rare ring. And then, the Dragon Rune Words perfectly rolled, Hand of Justice perfectly rolled. As you see, Hand of Justice, like, it has a lot of good stats. A lot of enhanced damage in all targets defense, like Grief. And then also the funny minus to enemy fire resistance. And like it's pretty great. It's just not Grief though. It's not Grief, and that's really all I can say. And Gulliam's Face and Highlord's Wrath. Really good inventory as well. Everything pretty much perfected and everything. And a small little lightning or poison and cold small charm. Reaper's Toll and everything. But I will just try to do the best I can do now on this build here and see how it compares to the Tesladin. Because I was hoping that it will be performing pretty good in Chaos Run, even if there are a lot of fire immunes. And again, that is the general problem in this game, that there are just too many fire immunes that also cannot even be broken by infinity if you wanted to, go with that instead of Reaper's Toll and everything. So call times is up, and I'm just gonna start the timer so you can kind of follow along as I edit the video and everything. Live split is always a nice program, it's definitely very useful. But again, this is using all 3 of the rune words. And yeah, I hope I will see some fun pulls. I know the aura damage is pretty insane on anything that is not a Doom Knight in here. So those soul mobs, or whatever they were named, are pretty much just gonna die in like 3 or 4 ticks. That much I know at least. You can see now the souls here. I'm just gonna... Can I demo it a little bit? You can kind of see the ones now and the... Yeah, okay, so they're probably getting a little bit of a block now on the fire there, but they should be dying in like 3 or 4 ticks. At least that's what I think they are. Yeah, you saw now the other soul pretty much just evaporated now. And again, another soul. So yeah, these stormcasters here, they just die so fast from the holy fire when it's, you know, level 46 aura. So let's see the seal. Should be fun. Just go down now and kind of just, yeah, have some fun. And you can already see this. Yeah, the damage is real on anything that is not a Doom Knight in here, or whatever, Oblivion Knight. Very nice to see. But yeah, at least my conviction aura does break most physical or fire immune, so at least Doom Knights, even if they do have a lot of resistance to fire, I guess it might not really matter. But yeah, it's just too bad, like the Venom Lords here not broken from my conviction. It's annoying actually. They do take a lot of time to kill. I think my Merc actually died there, wow. That is a Reaper's Toll Merc that just died there, odd. Yeah, fair game. Let's go and see the boss anyways. That Merc should not have died there. Bit strange. Always talk about how good that Merc is to survive and everything. So let's see some damage. Maybe I should just use Smite here, but yeah. There you go. So that was about 350 or so. Should definitely be fast on my Tesladin, but we will see. Honestly, I think I could also play it a little bit better here, so I think if you optimize this and maybe play a little bit better, maybe change some gear around on this build, perhaps optimize it, you can get it down to like 3 minutes quite easily. Like Enigma is just nice, you know, you're just gonna teleport up instead of running. I mean, it's just the little things, really. Enigma is just too good for PvM. Oh, it's also worth noting that I always try to proc the aura from the Merc before I do timed runs in my videos. So you see that he might aura proc now from the Merc, so yeah, that's just a minor little detail. Again, I also try to clear everything in Chaos runs when I do these runs and so on, just to keep it consistent. Okay, so the timer started. Let's try again. I'm gonna guess this one is going to be under 3 minutes, but I will note that the Stormcasters are going to be slower, but the Venom Lords are going to be faster. But yeah, okay, I can already tell you now also that Grief is doing a lot more damage just from this first little group of mobs here. Damn, that's that's unfortunate. I was hoping that I wasn't able to see the difference that much on Players 1. I was thinking that Grief was maybe not that noticeable until maybe like Players 5 to 8 or so. But I can already tell you now that Seal is doing more damage. Those Venom Lords have more health, and I can kind of notice it on those. But yeah, you see the souls here. I'm just gonna stop a little bit. Like, they are not taking much damage compared to Holy Fire, so it's fun to notice that Holy Fire does have something going for it there, even in Chaos Run. So the first seal, down fast. Honestly, a pretty empty map so far as well. Bit lucky perhaps. Yeah, so far the map is pretty empty, so I'm making pretty good time. Another thing also do want to note, I'm starting to feel just a little bit of a difference in terms of leech. It does feel like it also leeches better due to Grief and everything. Yeah. Grief is just a little too good. It's not like Hand of Justice has bad stats or anything, but Grief is just that much better. Now my call time's even dropped. Should I spend the time to get the buff up? Hell no. I'm just gonna continue. Trying to get that 3 minutes 20 maybe. See if the milk also stays up. No problem. Oh, got a bit of a loot there. But don't have time to loot it. I will fix it later. Yeah, speedruns are pretty impractical actually. It's not how I would normally play. Yeah, damn. Do you see how fast I killed Diablo now? Before it was like twice the hits. Grief is just... yeah. But yeah, that concludes the video. So the Auradin Holy Fire, Fire Paladin, whatever you want to call it, it has some potential. It is pretty fun. If you are doing areas where there isn't a lot of fire immunes, it will maybe even be better than Tesladin. But there is a reason why I put it in the B tier then. It's unfortunate. It really is. I was hoping that I saw something else in that tier list that I recently did, but clearly Grief Enigma is just too powerful to not have. Yeah. I'm gonna try to make probably a Tesladin in Diablo 2 Resurrected if I could get the gear again and everything. It is a very costly build to make and everything. But yeah, that's it for that. So that's it for this little exploration video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Maybe got a bit long at the end, but some good information for people who were maybe interested, much like me. So yeah, I wanted to explore this one. But yeah, anyways, have a good day everyone, and goodbye.